Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today I have got something absolutely mental for you. It's only February and I claim that I have come across the position of the year. No exaggeration, that said, I think that chess can hardly get better than this. And the real beauty of what I'm going to show you today is that sometimes you don't have to watch a Dubov-Giri encounter to come across something absolutely breathtaking in chess. And case in point, I'm presenting to you now a game that was played by a student in one of the 45 leagues on Lichess. So we are looking at a game played by a 2050 against a 2100 rated player. And yet, what this position has to offer, in my opinion, has everything that is worth loving chess for. So let's have a look at what happened here. I'm so excited, man. I already analyzed this position for a solid 20 minutes to be sure that I can deliver every single variation to you to showcase all the amazing variations and ideas, and I'm still nervous to make sure that I get it right and I don't forget anything. Not very often that I feel like that about chess, because usually I'm quite confident, but boy, the fireworks that are coming now, next level. So without further ado, let's dive in. White to move plays queen takes d6, allowing to unfold a whole heap of tactical ideas. Most of them, of course, are based on the idea of knight f4 check. It's reasonably easy to see, so I'm going to just play it out. And obviously, g takes f4 is met by the checkmate on g4. Note that black here is already struggling severely with time, having only 150 on the clock. And that is probably the reason why a lot of what I'm going to show you remained behind the scenes. So king f3 was played and black played queen h3, a very logical follow-up move with the idea of creating instant mate threats around g2. And here knight e3 was played, and with this we are now going to enter a maze of sheer chess insanity. And this is actually a losing move, and according to the mighty Silicon Beast, black has got a mate in 7 now at the latest. Now, when I first saw this position, I started looking, and I have to tell you that it actually beat me. Like, if someone hadn't told me that there is a forced mate here, rock solid chance I would have missed it. If you want to try your hand at figuring it out, I would like to encourage you to do so, but I'm telling you that, yeah, tough business is to come. So good luck to you. I hope that you are going to outsmart me. I'm going to now start showcasing the amazing complexity of the position. So black's best and only move to mate is knight g2. Hello? What happened with checks, captures and threats, mister? Well, to be fair to me, it's a mate in 1 threat, so it's actually still fitting the bill perfectly well. And the idea, of course, is the very rare and, in fact, I would say quite unique checkmate pattern based on knight takes, queen h5 check, g4, and then return to h3, a motif that is very well known among chess problemists, called the, what is it called again? Switchback. That's it, switchback. You depart from a square, you go back to it with elementary power. So here we depart from h3 only to return with a beautiful mate. Now that knight g2 move is just next level, and white really has nothing to offer against this. There are some spy checks to throw in, but in a sense, there is no way, absolutely no way, to avoid the inevitable checkmate on h4. So let's go back a little and have a look at knight e3 and then queen h5 check, which was a losing move. So actually, let's not look at that. And now we are going to move on to knight e5, which would have been an alternative to knight e3. A quite clever way to actually defend the mate threat on g2, because now after queen g2 check, king takes f4, believe it or not, black doesn't have anything at all, and white is winning. It's just mental. That king is dancing around in the middle of the board, and after king f5, queen h3 check, and knight g4, it is now white forcing a checkmate in no more than 7 moves. Just next level stuff. Knight takes e5, ladies and gents. That is the name of the game. There was a perpetual check that I really wanted to show you. Yes, here after bishop g5, which obviously missing knight g2, but that is so easy to do so. Now it is white who can actually force a beautiful perpetual check by queen e5, king h6, knight g4, king h5, and knight check, 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 perpetual check. So that was an interesting side variation, but I really want to get to the high entertainment after knight takes e5, because the variations here are absolutely off the charts. So again, the amazing move that we really want to rely on is knight g2 with a similar mate threat of knight h4 check, king f4, and pawn g5. So against any random white move, we have check and checkmate on g5. What do you think is black's best to counter this idea? And again, I want you to pause the video because it's really, really fun to try to investigate how you think white could, and actually there is a way, negotiate this whole situation and still stay alive. So if you want, you can flip the board around and analyze from here. With white to move, try to save the day. Absolutely bollocks. What is coming now is just insanity. Watch. The only move, literally the only move that saves the day is knight takes f7. With the idea that if I do knight h4, king f4, then g5 can be met by knight takes g5. And here, one of the sneakiest moves that black can throw in the equation, which really makes this position just something next level, is queen takes h2. And now, there are a large variety of threats that white has to reckon with. So in order to demonstrate that, I'm going to play again a pass, and you can try to find, or you can attempt figuring out a forced mate here for black, which is doable in no less than 7 moves according to the engine. Again, the lines are very unique and very clever, so try your best. This time it's going to be a check, check, check variation, so it should be reasonably doable. So let's see how we go. The mating idea is this: queen h5 check, g4, knight h4 check. Note that the king can't go this way because then rook g1 check is going to basically round it up without too many dramas. So king f4, g5 check, very important. Now again, king here is met by rook g1 with a subsequent checkmate. I will show you this because, hello, this checkmate. Wowzers. I mean, I didn't have to do that. There was queen g4 mate here, to be fair. But who wouldn't want to throw in this beauty? Oh my word. Okay, so hence the move knight takes g5 here. And now after queen g5, king g3, rook g1 check. Again, we are delivering the same checkmate. So that is a beauty and a half. And now comes the question that, having seen this mate idea, can you find the only move that actually successfully avoids getting mated by white again? So I will flip the board around again. So white to move, how can we deflect this checkmate pattern with the incoming queen h5, pawn g5 checks to come? And pause the video if you want to do it, but I will proceed now. The incredible idea, and when I saw it, I couldn't for the life of me understand the move at first, is queen c7. This is the only move. And the idea, among all things, is that now after g4, if we go knight h4, king f4, then g5 check is met by a counter check, and now it's white delivering a forced checkmate to black. Hello? Like, wowzers. And it turns out that the only win for black here, and just presenting a mundane variation because why not coconut, is queen h3, queen g3, rook e3 check, because everyone saw that, totes, right? And after fe, knight f1, knight e1 check, sorry, it doesn't matter which way the king goes, we're going to pick off the queen, but this is evaluated by the engine as +1 after takes, and then king d1 or d2, actually d1 to avoid, oh actually no, I think king d2 is playable too, yeah it is. So one of the king moves, and still it's a hefty work for black to win the position, but what a line, man, like queen c7, so that we can actually play for this counter check. What a defensive measure. Unbelievable. And by the way, when I finally understood how this whole thing worked, I was like, okay, so why can't I try to do the same with the rook? Hoping to increase white's attacking chances. And the answer is that, well, buddy, the reason why you can't do that is because there is a mate in 5 by force for black now. Challenge again, ladies and gents. We are black now. Can you find a force mate in 5? Absolutely nuts again. So pause the video if you want to give it a go. Otherwise, I'm going to show you the amazing rookie free check. Takes a knight e1. And now you see another benefit of queen h2. It completely cuts off the second rank, so the king must progress forward. And after queen f2, king g4, pawn h5, king back, queen g2 checkmates. Just, you know, your casual checkmate incoming there after the totally ordinary looking rook a7. And so this variation appears to be, yeah, quite strong for black, and indeed it seems like it does bring quite some advantage. But yeah, what a line. What an absolute line. So queen h2 and queen c7, this is the line I'm talking about. And yeah, like I said, black is going to win the queen, but even after that, it is an absolutely mental position. One more thing that I forgot to show you is that after knight e3, if you fail to find knight g2 and instead went with queen takes h2, the reason why it doesn't work is because there is this casual queen sack, you know, nothing fancy, just queen f6, king f6, and after knight g4, all of a sudden, we can resign the game because we got forked. And if this was not enough for you, then I need to show you just one more variation to complete the circle, because we have established that there was a beautiful win for black here. There is a marvelous draw for black after bishop g5 with queen takes e5 and then the perpetual check, total insanity. But we haven't got a draw for black yet, so let me throw in one of those as well. So if you fail to find knight g2, but you did find rook takes e3, then I am happy to announce that you actually found a forced draw here, as after king takes e3, black has queen f1, mate threat on d3, and probably there are other threats on the board here too. So let's just test out what happens after bishop c4. Yeah, so there is check, 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 and we are getting again a beautiful mate on the board. Whoopsie daisies. So here, here, and here. Oops, I should not have given that away. Sozy. Wow. Okay, so yeah, there is that mate. So the best is gf4. And now for a somewhat more mundane but still interesting question is, can you find a forced draw for black here? And pause the video for that. The way to accomplish that is that you go check. And if king f3, it is very important to get this check right, because you have got a number of them. But queen d1 is vitally important. Vitally important, because if you go queen h1, the king escapes via e2. Whereas if we go queen d1, then g2 is not an escape route, because now we lock in the king with these two checks. Now obviously you would ask, okay, but what about rook here? Well, in that case we go check. And if king here, we go check. And now we managed to lock the king in, and we keep on continuing the checks, and it turns out to be a draw. So that was it, ladies and gentlemen. I managed, I think, to assemble all the crazy variations. Absolutely mind-blowing. Like, even after this video, I would recommend you to just set it up on a chessboard and start analyzing the position and start to see if you can find additional variations, probably starting from here, because knight takes e5 is definitely the move that brings about the largest amount of beauties. But even after knight e3, there are so many cool ideas there. It's just absolutely next level. So that was my pick for position of the year as early as February 2022, and I would like to invite you actually at this point that if you have got something else that may have flown under the radar as a super exciting position, especially if it wasn't played on top level. I would love to see it, but I don't think that a lot of positions could beat this. So best of luck to you chess players to come up with something more entertaining than this. On that note, I'm going to call it a day now. Thank you very much for tuning in and watching it. Please don't forget to comment, to sub, and to spread the love. And I will be back with more soon. Thank you. Bye.